Deja vu is super weird, isn't it, right? Because you're remembering a moment as it's happening. So it's almost like it's appearing and happening twice. And you're like remembering it at the moment that you're experiencing it as if you're experiencing it twice. So I kind of have this theory, and hear me out on this, that deja vu is the time when two parallel realities meet at a convergence point. So a convergence point is when all things essentially like meet, right? So a convergence point is like an X, the middle is the convergence point, right? It's where two lines meet. And you would say that in a parallel reality that since it's parallel, it's obviously not going to meet, so they shouldn't be crossing, right? Now that might be true in mathematical terms, but in consciousness terms, parallel realities can still intersect and intertwine because of the quantum consciousness field. And that is that everything, and my cat is visiting us. And that is because in the quantum field, everything and anything is possible, including parallel realities merging and interacting with each other. So I'm going to leave that for another video. But so when you're experiencing deja vu, what I believe is happening is that your parallel realities are meeting each other at some point. You are experiencing it twice. You're experiencing it in two realities at once. And so what I believe can happen during deja vu is that you can shift timelines and shift realities during these moments of deja vu, because that is where you are closest to another timeline. And the interesting thing about deja vu is that we can't make it happen. We have no idea when it's coming. It just sort of like appears to us. So when you experience deja vu, if you can do it in the moment and you can remember, that is exactly when you want to be, hold on. So when you experience deja vu, you want to be able to take that moment, and in that exact moment, you want to be energetically exactly what path or timeline or mindset you want to be in at that exact moment, because that will help you to shift quicker because you're going to be closer to that timeline during that time of deja vu. So, I believe what happened for me, like I had a moment of deja vu, but it was long. Like it was a long period of deja vu. It wasn't just like 1 second or a moment. It felt like it was minutes. I mean, it wasn't, but it felt like it was minutes. And in those moments, I believe that I shifted to an entirely different timeline and entirely different mindset, because when I came back from that, I felt like a completely different person. And I probably was, because I had at that point shifted my consciousness timeline to a different one. So anyways, I think that deja vu, there's a lot more to it than just the brain stuff. And energetically, from this perspective, deja vu is a time when you can really harness the power of consciousness in that state of remembering and being at the same time. So I'd be curious what you think. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm curious to what your opinions are on deja vu. One of the interesting things about deja vu is it's really, really hard to study because it comes up so randomly. It's not like you stick people in an office and then, study deja vu as it happens, because you can't make deja vu happen, which is another reason why I feel like it's, a conscious energetic thing, because it's not something we can actually invoke, as most other states can be evoked with either like physical things or drugs and stuff. But that feeling of remembering and being and experiencing all at the same time is just something that spontaneously happens. So I would be curious. So let me know what you think.